off the G5 jet. I'm on my way to a brand new kit.
Welcome back, eSIM Studios Podcast Livestream, episode number 184. I want to thank everybody for joining us today. Record highs here in South Texas. I think it's 106 today. Tomorrow's supposed to be, I think, 108. I don't know. It's hot. It's very hot. So I'm inside enjoying air conditioning. I don't know how people were able to survive back in like the 1800s with no air conditioning. It's absolutely insane. Let me turn that down. Now, got some interesting news today. But first and foremost, if you catch this live stream in the middle, you miss it completely, come back to the eSIM Studios YouTube channel. That's where we got the replays, eSIM Studios YouTube channel. Also, I just updated our podcast, added a bunch of podcasts to our podcast library, episode library, wherever you get your podcast, Apple Podcasts, YouTube Music, wherever you get your podcast, simply search eSIM Studios. And we will pop up. So you can listen to this in audio form. If you're running errands in the heat and you're driving around town, you can listen to us in the car or wherever you may be. Or maybe you're going for a nice hike in the Colorado mountains. My God, does that sound good right now? But let's get to the tech news, okay? So a story that, before we get to the main news, the main Pixel 9 news, I want to update everybody on the OnePlus 13. Did some more homework after the live stream, and yes, Qualcomm is announcing their new Snapdragon 8 Gen 4 early October, and then you're going to see a OnePlus 13 launch in mid to late October. So basically, it seems like the trend for these companies, everybody's moving up their launch date. Even Apple. I think we got, September 10th is their launch date. Last year, it was a week early. Last year, I think it was like September 16th. Google moved their launch date forward. Samsung moved their launch date forward. OnePlus is going to move their launch date forward. I think the OnePlus 12 came out in like January. I think it was like a few days after the S24 series came out. Now, OnePlus used to launch a flagship every 6 months, and they stopped doing that, I think, a year or two ago. But this new one will come 10 months after the current OnePlus 12 was released. We do have pictures of the design of what it's going to look like. Now, it's going to encompass that new Snapdragon 8 Gen 4. I cannot tell you how excited I am. It may look I'm a little tired or whatever, which that's true. But deep down inside, I am super excited. I cannot wait for this OnePlus 13. I'm going to get it the second it's released and get my hands on this Snapdragon 8 Gen 4. It's going to be a freaking beast. It's going to blow away Apple. Oh, I take that back. It's not going to blow away Apple's new Bionic chip, but from all the leaks, it looks like it could top the new Apple CPU, which in some tests, the current Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 did, but I think in all testing, this new 8 Gen 4 should. So, very excited about that. Let's take a look at what it looks like, okay? Here we have, this is the front. Let me share my screen. Cannot wait. Share screen. There we go. Now, does it look similar to the current OnePlus 12? A little bit. So here's what it looks like now. As you can tell, it's like, well, it looks the same. Well, kind of. Let me show you what the difference is. So, where are we at? Okay, so you see the circular design? On the circular design here, this camera module connects to the side rail with this little platform right here. See this colored in platform right here? It looks like on the OnePlus 13, they're basically going to do away with this little platform here and just have the circular design, just have that circular design language. Now, that's different from earlier reports because remember, yesterday when I mentioned the design, it was going to have a square camera module area, kind of similar, not similar to the OnePlus 10. It was going to be, the OnePlus 10 had a square, looked like a stovetop, right? It looked like a stovetop right, with the burners on it. That was connected, the camera sensors and the camera modules were connected to the side, sort of like this on the OnePlus 12. But the latest leaks that just came out today show the OnePlus 13 look like that. Now, I think people were, Oppo, who owns OnePlus, has a similar device that they release in China that OnePlus pulls a lot of their, traditionally has pulled a lot of their design language from. Has a square camera module, but it appears OnePlus is going to keep the circular module for the OnePlus model, which is nice, right? So when I first saw this, I didn't necessarily like it, but it's really grown on me. Pause again. I really like this design, and this time I'm going to get white. I'm for sure getting white because literally the day after I got this, the white OnePlus 12 was released, and I was like, God damn it, man. So hopefully they launch, the leaked color's white, so I'm hoping they launch this in a white color, because I'm going to get it, and I'm very excited for that. I cannot wait. Now, let me cross-reference, here's the front of it, right? So here's the front. Similar design, you see in one, you see in them all. It's got the rounded corners, kind of looks like the what was it, the Samsung S25 Ultra is more squared but with rounded corners. This one kind of looks like the Plus model. Plus is kind of more square. Anyways, you get the idea. Let me cross-reference this. So let me double check and make sure this is the latest design. Let's see here. Well, that didn't even have any photos. Hang on 1 second. What the hell is this? Oh, wow. Bunch of pop-ups. That one didn't have any photos either. So it looks like I got the latest. It looks like we got the latest images here of the OnePlus. Oh, okay. So here, yeah. So this is the old rumored device. This, what it looked like. This one right here. So this is what we initially thought it was going to look like. Just like that. Whoops. Here, let's do this. There we go. So I was like, I don't really like that design. So I'm glad they're going back to the circular design, similar to the OnePlus 12, just without that little side platform connecting the side rail to the camera module. I like the circular design. I really do. So you're going to get, it appears this one, testing I'm sure has already begun, R&D's already begun, and I'm sure they already have the the Snapdragon 8 Gen 4 in-house, and they're currently testing this device. So look, launch is basically 7 weeks away, something like that. So look, it'll be here before you know it. Cannot wait. Absolutely cannot wait. Now let's get into the news, right? Or I guess we'll get into the main story. Let me double check and see if I'm missing anything. And I just updated our eSIM Studios app. It's so cool. So it automatically auto-updates with the latest news. No more waiting for me having to write stories. I have my own eSIM Studios section that we're looking at right now. Whoops. That I add articles to. So this is mine, eSIM Studios. I type up all of this stuff. right? But I added RSS feeds, full article RSS feeds from our favorite news publications, and they automatically get added to eSIM Studios app. So no more having to wait for me. And it's a pleasure for me to do this because it takes a lot of time off my hands, because initially I would have to write up all these articles. I don't have time to do all that. So I just added RSS feeds from our favorite publications like this, like Android Authority, Android Central, GSM Arena, Lily Pudding, Mac Rumors, Tech Radar, PC, Tech Radar Phone, Tom's Hardware, where get all the latest and greatest. So all of this is automatically updated, and it's a really good place if you want to know, I wonder what's going on in the tech world. Go to eSIM Studios app and have fun. Start searching around, and you will see a bunch of it like this, right? Like I didn't even know this was released. Galaxy Tab S10 Plus Ultra leak teases Galaxy AI in familiar design. Now, before we get into the Pixel stuff, there was one thing that did catch my eye. Where was it? The S24. Oh, yeah. Duh. I typed this up. Where are we at? Okay. S24 FE. This got certified in the United States. If you remember a few days ago, I mentioned it was certified in the South Korean equivalent to our FCC. Now it went through Bluetooth certification in the United States. So not only do any device that gets sold here in the US have to get approved through the FCC, it also has to get Bluetooth certified. So you have to get all these certifications before it can be sold in the US. And look, it's just another way for the government to make money. It's just another way for these governing bodies to make money, saying, oh, you can't sell it here until we certify you. Well, this costs money, right? Samsung has to pay Bluetooth for Bluetooth certification, for IP68 certification, waterproofing, for FCC approval. So it's just another way for them to make money. But it did, the S24 FE did get certified Bluetooth certification, Bluetooth 5.4, I believe. Oh no, it's in my, see, I should have proofread this before I published it. Everything's in black. I will go back and modify that here when I end the live, but just know, basically the article is saying the S24 FE did get certified for Bluetooth, and we should see a launch soon. This will be the first Samsung Galaxy FE device that I would consider getting, honestly. I've gotten the previous ones. I did not like the experience, not enough RAM. Very choppy, very sluggish performance, and I think the last one I bought was the S20. Was it S22 or S23 FE? I can't remember, but it only had 6 gigs of RAM. This one I think should have 8, or I believe 12. In fact, I may have to go back because they're going to run AI on this, and as you know, AI needs a lot of RAM to operate, right? That's the story with Apple, right? That's why the Pro and the Pro Max can only run AI. The CPU is plenty powerful, but the base iPhone 15 and the iPhone 15 Plus just don't have enough RAM. So I think we'll probably see this as 12 gigs of RAM. The cost of memory for these manufacturers actually has reduced slightly. So that's why you're seeing some of these mid-range devices get a bump in RAM. That's why you're seeing these flagship devices get a bump up in RAM. Obviously, the price has gone down slightly. Plus, you got to have more RAM to run AI functionalities. So be on the lookout for that. I'll make sure I keep you all updated when this does near launch, right? Now, let's get into this. Oh, if you're in the market for a new SSD for your PC, maybe you have bought a bare bones computer, you're building a computer, mini PC, or maybe you just simply want to upgrade your desktop right now. This price is insane. I've never seen a price this low. The Samsung 990 EVO SSD 1 terabyte. So this is the cream of the crop. This is basically the best SSD, and I'm talking NVMe, PCIe. The best you can get is the Samsung Evo 990 series. The best performing on benchmarks, the longest lasting SSDs you can get. Samsung is the leader typically in the PCIe memory world. Damn, this is in black ink too. I mean, not black ink, black. I got some editing to do here when I get off live, but just know all you got to do, click this link here, and it'll take you straight to the deal. $69. Normally, this is half off. Normally, this is like $130, $140 for a 1 terabyte Samsung 990 Evo SSD. This is good. If you're a gamer, perfect. This is almost built for gaming, this SSD. Or if you're not a gamer like me, right? I haven't played a game since I was a child. Video game. This is perfect for video editing, for photos, transferring storage back and forth. If you're in the market for an SSD, I got a phenomenal deal here for you. Now let's get into the real news. Not that wasn't real, but you know what I mean. So it's a maybe. I try not to do clickbait, right? I try not. Were y'all able to see that? Yeah. Okay. I try not to do clickbait, but I couldn't help it on this one. So this is a little wizardry. This is a little sorcery. I think Harry Potter would be a pixel user, right? If he was real. Gandalf would be a pixel user if he was real. Because in the latest testing, if you have pre-ordered a Pixel 9 Pro, this is only on the Pros, so it's a Pixel 9 Pro, Pixel 9 Pro XL, and I don't know if the Fold has this, but I'm assuming it does. Pixel 9 Pro Fold. I know the stock in the Pixel 9 does not have this feature. So it's only on the Pro models. If it says Pro on the end of your Pixel, you're going to be able to achieve these fascinating enhancements. So basically what it does is it turns any photo into a crystal clear photo. So Pixel 9, here's the title. Pixel 9 Pro fails to beat the Galaxy S24 Ultra in zoomed imaging, right? So if you zoom in real close to a structure, if you have the Pixel 9 Pro and the S24 Ultra, and you zoom in, let's say, I don't know, 30x, right? 30x, 40x, 50x, and you take a still image of a structure, the S24 Ultra is going to have a more clearer image, more sharp image than the Pixel 9 Pro. However, with the touch of a button on your Pixel 9 Pro model, it will blow away the S24 Ultra. So this is, I guess, AI, real world AI that people like you, people like me can use every day. It's not this stupid, half the stuff Google and Samsung and Apple come up with AI. Is it really AI? I don't know. Are we going to use it? Probably not that much. A lot of this stuff is just fluff. This right here is a game changer. So I think this is going to be the biggest and best AI feature on the phone. And that's saying a lot because the Gemini Live is pretty freaking cool. But this thing is going to be a game changer. Make no mistake about it. So Samsung was the first to introduce insane levels of digital zoom, right? You can take clear pictures of the moon, right? Like it's right outside your window, right? Now, this new Pixel might be able to dance all over the S24 Ultra's images because so Google has never advertised its latest flagship as a champion at photos, right? So Google's never really bragged about being the best camera top camera phone. Although I think they leave that up to users like you and I. But in the past, Google typically has on Pixel devices a more realistic image, right? So if you take a picture with a Samsung and a Pixel, now no zoom, just 1x. The Samsung has more, now you can change these in the settings, but typically Samsung has more vibrant colors, right? The reds, the blues, the bold colors, the greens, pretty vibrant, right? They jump off the screen. Pixel, on the other hand, is more neutral. It's more color neutral. It's more color accurate, like if you were looking at something, right, with your eyes. Depending on what you like, right? It's all personal preference. Depending on what you like, I like the more saturated look, and that's probably why I've got a lot of Samsung devices, right? I prefer that. Now, it doesn't mean I don't like the Pixel images. For a long time, their still photos have been, in my opinion, the world leader on 1x, right? As far as just pure image quality. Now, when you zoom in, Samsung's had the now, there may be Oppo and some other phones that I'm not mentioning that probably might be better, but I'm just talking about here, right where I'm sitting in South Texas. I could go out and buy an Oppo, but I'd have to do that on eBay or some website. I'm just talking about the average United States American with the easy access flagship devices that we get, right? So I'm talking about the Samsungs, the Pixels, the iPhones, OnePlus phones. Samsung's typically been the best when it comes with zoom in imaging. That all changes, right? So if you know Mr. Who's the Boss, I think he has the highest subscriber count. I'm sure everybody's heard of him. And if you have not heard of him, I'm sure you've seen him. He's got the highest, I think, subscriber count on YouTube. He did his review. This is actually where the hashtag Team Pixel drama started, was from him, because he has kind of been critical of Pixel in the past, and that's why they did not send him a Pixel to review this year. So he went out and bought one himself and then tested it, right? And boy, oh boy, are the results jaw-dropping. So he finally got his Pixel 9 Pro unit. This is a Pixel 9 Pro, right? Now, he did say, Mr. Who's the Boss, this is one of the coolest phone features ever. And I think I might agree with him. So he does admit that the flagship the Pixel 9 Pro is inferior to the S24 Ultra at capturing zoomed images. Now, that statement is true. The Samsung still beats the Pixel 9 Pro at taking images where you zoom in, right? It just does, and the proof is right here. We're about to get into it. He has a few comparison shots showing the S24's top-end model produces a more detailed image at 5x, at 30x magnification levels, even at 100x zoom. Neither flagship would capture any still images that would have a sliver of quality in them, but the Zoom Enhance addresses that problem on the Pixel 9 Pro. So technically, the S24 Ultra does take better still photos at zoomed in, but with one push of a button, all that gets erased. Zoom Enhance. So here we go. So here's the S24. Can y'all still hear me if I remove my... Well, that sucks. Okay. Well, I was going to try to I was trying to remove myself so y'all can see the images better, but let's go. So here's the Pixel on the left in this image. Here's the Samsung on the right. You can tell the Samsung on the right has a more... Now, you can change these in the settings. I think his setting is on warm because this photo on the right from the S24 Ultra looks a little more warm than the Pixel on the left. As I mentioned, the Pixel is known for taking more realistic, lifelike images. Now let's go up to the top right, and I have individual photos. So this is all crimped together, and we'll look at the more expanded photos in a second. Now look here at the top right. Samsung on the top right, Pixel on the left. The top right, so it may be hard for you to see on your screen. The top right image is, I think, pretty clearer than this picture with the Pixel. Right now, you zoom in even farther at 100x, and the detail on the bottom right, that's the Samsung at 100x, is kind of blurred out. Right now, this picture down here on the left, in the bottom right section, on the bottom left side, that's the Pixel with the auto enhance flipped on. So you can tell the amount of detail that the camera fills in compared to the Samsung, which does not have this auto enhance feature. So what this auto enhance feature does is, even if when you zoom in, when you take a picture on your Pixel 9 Pro series, you lose detail the greater the zoom is, correct? What this auto enhance does, it throws detail back in the photo that you otherwise would have lost due to the zoom. So it makes it a crystal clear photo after you select auto enhance to any zoomed picture, no matter what you're looking at. So here he says, Mr. Who's the Boss. My full review of the Pixel 9 Pro just went up on YouTube, but I think this is one of the coolest phone features ever. The Pixel's camera is not as good at zoom photos as Samsung's. That being said, it now gives you additional option called Zoom Enhance, which uses AI to re-add texture and detail back into your shot. It's so effective that this is the first time ever that a phone has been able to take good quality images at 100x times zoom. Although once you start altering images with AI, it does also beg the question, what counts as a photo? He's basically saying like, is this a real photo then if you have to add AI for the detail? That can be discussed maybe at a later time. With the use of AI, texture detail is added to the Pixel 9 Pro's 100x image, producing a higher quality still photo compared to the S24 Ultra. In short, Zoom Enhance can really clean up the image for you, but the content creator mentions in the post that once you start introducing AI to alter images, does it count as a real image taken from a smartphone camera? We are certain that there will be lengthy debates about this, but when it comes to upping the quality, Google nailed it with the Pixel 9 Pro. I personally don't care. When I'm looking at a photo, I want it to be crystal clear. I don't care if you add AI to it. This is badass. Like, you're zooming in way far away. I want it to be clear. I don't care if AI is added or not. I want it to be clear. As long as the end product is a clear photo, I don't care how Harry Potter waves his magic wand at it and does his magic with the image. I don't care. I want a crystal clear photo. Right? So here's a good more zoomed in look. Samsung S24 on the right, Google Pixel 9 Pro on the left. Zoom in even more. Here's where you really tell the difference. This is with no zoom enhance, right? On the Pixel 9 Pro on the left. This is just as with the stock camera. On the right, you can tell the Samsung stock camera is pretty detailed. And you can tell the Pixel on the left lost quite a bit of that detail. You can tell in the stone right here by the arrow underneath this writing. You see the detail in the stone. Now look at the pixel. It's basically blurred out. Even on the horse right here, look at the horse right here, unicorn. Look at this. And then up here as well on the stone. So it's a pretty noticeable difference that Samsung does take a better image. Look at this down at the bottom. And then look over to the right. But auto enhance is where everything turns around, because look, now this is zoomed into 100x. Samsung on the right looks pretty blurry, right? Detail, you lose quite a bit of detail, even though this is far away. This is auto enhance turned on. So now it flip-flops. The Pixel 9 Pro seems to have all the detail. And the Samsung S24 Ultra seems to be the one that's blurred out. So this is pretty amazing. And yeah, as you can tell, it says Google AI in parentheses, just to let... I don't know if... Are they going to tag... By default, are they going to tag photos like this, altered with AI, where you add detail? Are they going to tag them with like an asterisk that's going to say like, just so the viewer or the person that has the phone can know that it's been altered by AI? I don't know. I don't know if Mr. Who's the Boss added that AI on the bottom, or possibly Google did. I don't know. Now that all remains to be seen is how the competition adapts to zoom enhance. Assuming that it will get better with every passing year, there will be a need to add those expensive periscope lenses to flagship smartphones now that AI can replicate the same thing. It appears that we will find out in the future. So I fully anticipate Samsung adding this to their devices here in the near future. I fully anticipate Apple doing this, if not on the, obviously not the iPhone 16. Nobody saw this coming. There was no hint of this. There was no rumors or leaks of this. People are literally getting their phones today. I've seen on YouTube non-content creators, like people with like 144 subscribers, were getting their Pixels today. So this was literally just stumbled upon this week. Like, I don't even remember them talking about this at the launch. Maybe I missed it. Maybe they did, but I don't remember this. So I fully anticipate Apple to implement this into their software, probably on next year's iPhone 17. This doesn't have to be implemented on new devices. This theoretically could be introduced on a current phone with a software update, because it is on the software side, right? Now, minus, hardware limitations, but like, who's to say in 3 months Samsung releases, or like with the One UI 7, what if Samsung throws this in One UI 7, and now the S24 Ultra will get zoom enhanced AI features? So you will see this. I'm sure Samsung, I'm sure OnePlus, Oppo, I'm sure Apple ordered their Pixel 9 Pro, and they are going to take it apart and figure out, how that. Well, obviously this is on the software side, but trust me, all the competitors are very aware of what their competition is doing. And with something this cool, I can't imagine that these phone manufacturers will not implement this into their devices. You see what I'm saying? This is so cool that this is probably the best AI feature I've seen. The one I would use probably the most, minus Gemini Live or summarizing articles and stuff like that. This zoom enhancement looks pretty freaking cool. So, you're not seeing any watermarks? Wait, hold up. It's on the Pixel 8 Pro already too? Damn, I haven't picked mine up in a while. Maybe I need to go test that out. I thought it was a Pixel 9 exclusive. Ah, it appears to process locally. Very cool. I'm going to have to go pick mine up and start using it again. I was getting it ready for trade-in, but definitely got to test that out. So yeah, I'm sure Apple, it's in photos. Okay, perfect. Thank you. I'm sure Apple's going to implement this somehow. Samsung, I'm sure will. OnePlus. All of these companies are going to have something like this within the next year or two. Photos, go to edit and tools. Perfect. Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Daniel. I appreciate that. And now, if y'all don't mind, I'm going to end the live stream and go test this out. I do appreciate the time. Did run over a little bit. I'm trying to keep these right at like 30, 40 minutes at the most. Just bringing y'all today's headlines, and I thought this was the coolest thing I've seen today. So wanted to bring this to everybody's attention if you did not already know. Hopefully you get your Pixel soon, and we can all have a fun time with these devices. So I'll see y'all tomorrow, same time, same place. Peace.